Hi everyone. In this video, I am going to show you how to install SQL Developer on your Windows laptop. Let's get started. I will open my browser and search for SQL Developer. And now scroll down and make sure that you are selecting oracle.com. So go ahead and select that link. Now, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you install the one that has the JDK included. The reason you want this is to avoid any Java installation or configuration error. So go ahead and select that, and it will begin a download process. Make sure you have a folder that you can extract your SQL Developer to. Right click and go ahead and extract this to that specific folder. For illustration purposes, I'm using the same folder. Click on extract and it will begin the extraction process. Navigate to the location where you extracted the file to and then open up the folder. And within the folder, you will see the SQL Developer application. One thing I like to do is to pin it to my taskbar, or you can pin it to the start if you want to. And it makes it easier for you to access this. Now go ahead and double click on SQL Developer. When you open this, you will see that it shows you different Oracle databases that were detected on your computer. Now, I like to create my own connection so that way I can save it. So click on Create Connection manually. Now go ahead and give your connection a meaningful name. For this one, I'm just giving it a random name. Give it something meaningful. Now put in your username. In the previous video, we created a user, so we're going to use the same user and the same password, which is going to be password in this case. And then I love to save my password, so I won't have to put this in every time. So go ahead, click on Save Password if you want to. Select the TNS because that's what we are using for connection. And then go ahead and select the pluggable database. One thing you always have to do is test your connection. And we want the status to say success, which means that it is good. Now you can go ahead and connect. Once connected, it opens up the SQL worksheet. So let's go ahead and run a quick test. So select sys date from draw to see today's date. Click on the big green arrow to run the statement. The next thing I want to show you is how to connect if you did not edit your TNS names file. So go ahead and create a connection manually. Click on that. Give it any meaningful name. Again, I'm just putting any random name in there, but give it a meaningful name. All right, and we are going to try to connect as that user, but this time we're not using the TNS names file. So put in a name that makes sense to you. All right, now for the username, it's going to be the same username, which is the SQL user. So go ahead and put that in. And then the password, if you remember, I just said password as my password. So go ahead and put in password. The host name will be localhost. The port is going to be 1521. Okay, so go ahead and select service name. So for the service name, we want that to be free PDB1. Remember, that is your pluggable database. So once the status is success, go ahead and click on connect. It will come up with a worksheet, and let's go ahead and just run a basic SQL statement to test this. So select sys date from draw, and it will show you the current date on your computer. And go ahead and click on the arrow to run that statement. All right. Now, if you look on the left side, you'll see that now we have two different connections. The first one with the TNS and the second one that we just did right now. I will go ahead and show you one more way of connecting, but this time around, it will be just connecting to the container database. And this is just for administrative purposes. So I would say do not use this if you don't have to. All right, so go ahead and click on Create Connection manually. Give it a name that makes sense to you. Just ignore my names. Just give it a name that makes sense to you. And then this time we're going to use the system's username. So go ahead and put in system. And for the password, use the password that you used when you created the database. Save the password. We are going to select service name, but the service name is going to be free. So type in free. That's the container database. Go ahead and test your connection with the success. We're good. And then you can go ahead and click on connect. This will open up the worksheet. All right. And then in the worksheet, we're going to use the run script this time. So type in a different SQL statement in there. We want to see the user, we want to see the container database, and probably want to see the date. So go ahead and type SQL statements in there. And then click on the arrow, the green arrow, but the little one that says run script. It will run everything on your worksheet. So if you noticed, I closed the other connections. So let's say I want to open another connection that is already saved. Now go ahead and click on the worksheet icon. So go ahead and select the connection that you want. In this case, I selected the SQL, and then you can go ahead and just test or run your scripts in there. And there you have it. I have showed you 3 different ways that you can create a connection manually on SQL Developer. Now you have SQL Developer installed on your Windows laptop. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video.